Welcome back, guys, and in our quest to make this Mk1 TT an absolute track weapon, next thing we need to tackle is the front mount intercooler. Let's crack on and get it done. So I've picked up this, what looks to be an eBay special intercooler, and I bought an eBay intercooler piping kit, which we're going to fit to the TT. So why do we need to fit a front mount intercooler, I suppose, is the first thing. It already comes with two factory side coolers, which I've left the liner off. If we have a look in there, that's the factory standard, or one of the factory standard intercoolers, and that has a crossover pipe, and there is another intercooler just inside here. So those intercoolers are very well spec from factory and usually are more than enough for driving on the road. However, this car we want to take on the track, so obviously cooler temperatures recirculating through the turbo means that we can sustain stronger and better boost for longer, effectively. So how the turbo system works on this car, obviously we've got a cold air intake which comes through down into the turbo. The gases get compressed and heated and then released through this charge pipe, down through this pipe here, down into the first intercooler, then cycles through the crossover pipe to the second intercooler. And obviously when it's in the intercoolers, the ambient air gets forced in and cools the gases down. If we move this out of the way, bad placement by me. And then obviously we've got another pipe returning from the intercooler going through the throttle body into the air intake, which is where the fuel gets mixed with air and then gets directly injected into the cylinders. Obviously what we don't want is really hot air being re-injected back into the cylinder. The closer to ambient air temperature that air is, the better compression we get through the turbo system for the gases. So we are going to be fitting a front mount, because I think that is the most efficient way of cooling the gases. So not only are we going to be fitting the front mount cooler, we're actually going to be fitting a ice water system to spray it down as well. So when the temperatures get really hot, we can enable the icy water spray system, and then that will cool the air temperature rapidly in order to maintain boost. So first things first, we're going to get the front end ripped off and expose what we've got to work with and see if we can make this thing plug and play. So all them bolts I showed you we undid, and then there's also, we need to take the headlights out as well. So there's another one there on each of the headlights, and there's one around the inside of the headlight just there, but they need to get out as well. A bit awkward to get to, but as soon as you pop that out, the headlights will just pop out, and then once we've got the headlights out, it should give us a good canvas on which to start mocking up the intercooler. So there we go, there's our front end. So I think looking at it, I think we're going to have to rehome this temperature sensor somewhere else, and then the intercooler should fit nicely in here. So I'm going to go and get some metal bar and start mocking up. Right, we need to remove our coolers. I've just removed the ducting, they just pull off. We might need to relocate this horn somewhere else. I'll try and work it into all the fabrication work we're doing for the intercooler and put some brackets on for that kind of thing. These factory coolers, need to take that off, need to undo these bolts, hopefully then undo the bottom pipe as well. That should just drop off, so we'll get that done. So that intercooler is now removed, it's down there. Do not underestimate the amount of oil that comes over out of that crossover pipe. You'll have to hammer the rubber pipe off the crossover pipe because it's bonded and clamped. So now I need to get that one off up to there. Do the same the other side, drop these horns off, and then we can start fabricating the mounts for the intercooler and mocking the pipe work up. Right, so we've now got both intercoolers completely out. So the route will be down through the charge pipe. We'll leave that elbow on probably. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. We'll zip down, around, into the intercooler, through the intercooler, back round here, up and back in to the map pipe here. So I've got the map sensor built into it over there. Right, we're just mocking up some brackets out of some steel that I've got. We'll reinforce this with something a bit stronger once we've got it right. So I'm going to get that all trimmed up and drilled, then create another one the same. Get this intercooler hung and see how sturdy it is. Okay, so we've mocked the intercooler up with some brackets for now. That's sitting pretty straight. What I need to do now is do something with these top mounts and work them into part of the hanger. Just stop it moving. Might crack the welder out actually and fabricate something up a little bit sturdy. And then we should be good. I think it needs to come up a little bit, so we'll straighten them brackets to get it up a little bit further. And then we can start mocking the pipe work up. And the only thing is the pipe work I've bought is pre-bead rolled alloy. So I'm going to have to either make a bead roller machine or buy a bead roller machine, because I'm going to need to cut these down because they're not all the right lengths. Right, we started at 9, it's now 1:15. So obviously we've taken all this stuff off, as well as the existing intercoolers. We've now mounted the new intercooler. So that is relatively solid, not really going anywhere. I need to do the pipe work off that side, pipe work off that side. What I have done is I've mounted the ambient air temperature in front of the intercooler like it was in the existing radiator on a new bracket there. That bracket needs trimming off, which I'll do in a minute. But yeah, ultimately I'll just put the brackets down. I've fixed a solid piece of tube, square tubing, to the top of the intercooler. It sits up behind the bumper here, so that doesn't move, that's absolutely solid, but I'll put some silicone down the back of it just to stop it rattling anyway. And then hopefully I need to pop the bumper back on, make sure we're not catching anything once I've trimmed that other bracket down. And then it must be time for lunch. Right, so we tried test fitting the bumper, but unfortunately it wouldn't clearance the bottom here, so I had to raise the intercooler up by about 1 inch. But no worries, we've got the bumper back on. Bumper needs a good polish up and a bit of repaint, I think. It's got some real bad scratchings with it. There we go. I've just brought the fixings up the back and over into the crash bar, and I've put this in for strength. What we can do now is just put a bit of strap in. It's not really moving anyway, but a couple of straps or ties across here just to tighten to the crash bar a bit more. But thread over all this stuff, I think that's sitting quite level. I've changed the bracket for the air temperature sensor as well. Cut the bracket just so it sits in the airflow there. Okay, so we've got the first pipe run done. Goes all the way down there and around. I've had to clearance the bumper a little on the inside, but I think once the bolts are in, that's going to pull that in nicely. Need to adjust that clip round so it doesn't foul the headlight, and then we should be good to fit the headlight and everything back in that side. Then we just need to then tackle the intercooler pipe work on this side. So here we go, final mock-up. I've got to get some threaded bar, I think, and drill it through, because trying to tap these into here, very difficult. I'll see what I can do with that. Myself can get some, not heady coils, but similar kind of things that go in. And then pipe work from here, from the mat pipe, got down to there, and side pipe round to there. So obviously the intercooler pipe work adds extra rigidity to the intercooler as well. Although the intercooler is slightly lopsided, so I need to address that. I'll sort that out in a minute. Bumper fits back on with clearance of the bumper, which is excellent. I'm just refitting the lights and then we'll get it all back in. I've got an issue with a minute. You might have seen one of the short videos around, I think the gasket on the turbo's gone, so it sounds like a tractor. So we can start it up, but we're not going to get any boost because it's leaking straight out the turbo. So no point really. So hopefully in a couple of days I should have the exhaust turbo gasket. So once I've got that fitted it on, if that cures the problem, we'll go take it out for a good run and do a bit of a driving video. Okay, so we've got the test fit of the bumper. I need to alter that bracket there around a bit further. We've got clearance on the rest of them. This pipe's just catching here, but there is a movement on this pipe. So once the bumper's bolted in, it should just push the pipe in. Happy days. There's our air temperature sensor. Got the scratching on this. I think I've done this taking it off, when I dropped it. So we need to give that a wet sand and a polish up before it goes back on. Might paint that grill up black as well. But we need to do something around these scratches as well, ideally. Now we need to figure out the water spray system and how that's going to work. I was hoping I'd have more room than what I've got to put the reservoir, but turns out I haven't. So we're going to do something smart with the headlight washers. So I've had to remove the headlight washers to make the intercooler fit. So we had to lose them in the end anyway, and they weren't used before that anyhow. I'm thinking a little tab on here that pulls this open with a hose connector into the bracket behind here, that goes through into the washer bottle that sits behind the arch here, and we're going to clamp this up onto this frame here. Okay, like the idea of the washer eyelet to refill the water, but I haven't got the bits to make that work at the minute. I've just tried it, almost got it, but I've settled for the moment as a temporary solution, put in a funnel in the engine bay, which we can tip the cold water into, which goes through and down and fills that washer bottle there. Now we need to run the water piping up over here so that we can jet down onto the intercooler. Okay, so that's the water pipe ran. We've fitted a spray nozzle there, and we've fitted a spray nozzle there. So that's going to spray directly onto the intercooler and drench. And then I'm going to take the bump back off, give it a wet sand and a polish, go over all these scratches, clean all the edges up in between the panels, and go for final fit. I'm not sure whether I'm going to refit these hexagonal usually flops or whether I'm going to leave it open with the intercooler yet. We'll see what it looks like with both. Okay, so as you can see at the minute, the bottle is completely empty. So let's start pouring into there. You can see the bottle filling up. Me missing the funnel, by the way. Yes, there we go. Happy days. Right guys, so I've had to change that pipe on the passenger side to be a 45 to clearance the bumper a bit better. That 90 just was too rounded, so we've done that. It does interfere with the bumper a little bit, but not too much. It doesn't push it out of shape or anything, so I'm all right with that. We've done the wiring on the bottle, so I've wrapped it in some fibre tape, harness tape, and took it up through into the engine bay there. It comes up around the back of the coolant bottle, and then it splits off. So I've got ground wire going across to the same ground as what is ran on the coil harness on top of the block, and then I've put the other wire over the top of this waterfall connector into the scuttle panel, ran it underneath all the way along, and then tucked in where the cabin filter is into there. And I'll see if I can get a view inside there, down the back of the tray for the cabin filter where the hose is going. That is the grommet goes through the firewall. We've then ran it down under the roof glove box, under the back of the glove box, through the dash, and in behind the steering column. If we take a look inside, brought it through there, same route as the hose for the boost gauge, and then I've fitted a momentary switch, push switch, into the dash. Just heat shrink the terminals, so that will fire the washer bottle, and it's wired into a feed that I put in that's got no load on it at all for the boost gauge, which is a ignition switch live. So if we turn that on, that's working. So that's all the dash back in, foot plates, everything back in, and buttons working. I think that's quite neat actually. So I've got myself a new tool. I've shelled out for a new bead former. So obviously these intercooler pipes come pre-beaded, and I've had to cut a lot of them off, or all of them off pretty much. So we need that bead to stop the intercooler pipe blowing out under pressure, so the clamp sits around it, it's got something to pull against. That's not too bad actually. That's the original, that's the one I've formed. Obviously the edge isn't cut straight, it needs to be cut straight and probably sanded straight on a belt sander. And then that'll work quite well actually. So it just stops, it's formed quite a ridge. Just stops the clip sliding off. A bit more practice, I reckon I can nail that. It's about 60 quid, quite expensive, but if it does the job then it's worth its weight in gold. Well guys, that was a job and a half fitting that intercooler. I knew it would be. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the content and you found it informative. So, anyway guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.